As a young citizen of India, armed with technology, knowledge, and love for my nation, with a vision of transforming India into a developed nation, I'm joining Shobhit University. What about you?
Very good morning to all the participants from India and abroad. Shobhit Institute of Engineering and Technology Meerut deemed to be university, and it's a centers of excellence, Center for Agricultural Informatics and E-Governance Research Studies, and Center for Agribusiness and Disaster Management Studies. Extend greetings to all the participants from India and abroad who are attending today's national webinar series on doubling farmers' income by 2022, Atmanirbhar Bharat in agriculture. On the very important topic, Unnati Agri, Internet in Farmlands, key for prosperous farmers. 21st April 2022. On behalf of the Honorable Chancellor, Honorable Vice Chancellor, the faculty members of the university, and on my behalf, as Professor Emeritus and Chairman of 5 Centers of Excellence, Center for Agricultural Informatics and E-Governance Research Studies, Center for Agribusiness and Disaster Management Studies, Center for Informatics Development Solutions and Applications, and Center for Industry 4.0 Technology Studies and Application, and Center for Health Informatics and Computing. Welcome the guest speaker, Mr. Shashwat Arora. Good morning. And later I will welcome Mr. Ritesh Dhakar. And for the benefits of the participants and the guest speaker, so far under this webinar series, the university has organized 73 webinars on very important topics. Let me read out only the titles to the participants and also to the guest speaker, that the objective under which the university is conducting these programs. Role of agricultural cooperative societies and e-governance. There are about 1 lakh primary agriculture cooperative societies and 22,000 primary fisher cooperative societies. They have to be converted as agri-deep startup to provide services to the common agricultural farmers. Blockchain technology-based fishery value chain. A self-contained village, a felt need of the day. Spices informatics network value chain. Lantana camera, a camouflaged treasure trove. Smart hill agriculture, a digitalized hill agriculture value system. Mara mobile, Mara marketing, integrated mariculture, aquaponics, and precision agriculture. MAPA biofarms for income revolution. Smart tribal agriculture, optimizing value chains. Digital agri-tech and industry perspective. Land resources information system in India, present and road ahead. Weather decision technologies for increasing farm income by Vice President of DTN, Minnesota, and Dr. Harinder P. Singh Alwalia, IES Canada. Big data in smart farming. Sustainable soil and land management for climate smart agriculture. Understanding market dynamics for increasing farm income. Role of technologies in mitigating crop risk. How to generate additional profit via simple, attractive approaches in farm produce. Adoption of flexi rubber check dam technology, potential benefit for farmers in rainfed and coastal agro ecosystems. Realizing the economic benefits of agroforestry. Octosol, organic humic solutions for increasing crop yields and quality while increasing farm income and improving soil health. Closing the nutrient loop, prosperous management in protein farming, improving nutrient use efficiency and farm productivity. Artificial intelligence enabled pest management technology for agriculture crop protection without pesticides. Smart poultry monitoring solutions. Agrobiodiversity, intellectual property laws, agriculture and farmers' welfare, and insight into the issues for India's agrarian economy. Manufacture and application of biochar for increased soil fertility and crop productivity. Sustainable integration of livestock with agriculture and for farm income increase. Role of geographical indications on improving farmers' income, lessons from Asia Pacific region. Dairy farmer informatics network value chain, a dairy tech startups perspective for farmers' income increase. A spices informatics network value chain, a turmeric startup perspective for farmers' income increase. Generating sustainable on-farm income through FinTech interventions. Nutrition sensitive agriculture pathway for increasing farmer income. Artificial intelligence and data analytics to ensure optimal nutrition in the soil, harvested food that minimizes human disease. Bioenergy supply chain, a business opportunity for rural enterprises and farmer produce organizations. Tech enabling India's tech starved farmers for manifold increase in productivity and income. Open insurance ecosystem for agriculture produce, risk management solutions to overcome repercussions on farmers' income, market stability, and food safety. Role of mass media for farmer income increase, a case study from Green TV. Stack, open source digital infrastructure for agriculture ecosystem, a Linux Foundation project. Circular bioeconomy towards resilience, urgent need for redefining raw materials and modified waste management policies and regulations. Agri-tech, new horizon in Indian agriculture. Supporting of farmers for marketing will only help doubling of income by 2022. Rural transformation for farmers' income increase, case studies from impoverished districts. Mobile enabled software as a service to solve complex supply chain challenges, a case study from Daily Orders. John Deere's journey in India integrated precision agriculture solutions. Doubling the income of farmers through eco-agri revolution. Bayer's carbon farming initiatives, pest production interventions. Post-production intervention. Post-production intervention, maximizing value for farmers. Beef models of revival of traditional water management systems to enable doubling of farmers' income should be adopted to farmers' welfare as a new paradigm instead of farmers' income. ICT intervention in agriculture challenges and opportunities. Democratizing the future of farming, a global experience. Commercial processing of orders. Next game changer in dairy. Data-driven agriculture and agri-tech startup perspective, agribusiness potential in Moringa, agricultural income pathways, strengthening links between agriculture activities and nutrition outcomes, technology, education, research, and rehabilitation for the environment, cultivating dignity for farmers, model village development programs, a case study from Maharashtra, market-driven agriculture, need for development of crop-specific strategies at block level, farmers collective with value additions, powerful business models for income increase for small and marginal farmers. Lessons from operational flood for transforming agriculture and food systems. Sustainable food production, agriculture marketing in India, defects therein and remedial measures, if any. Small scale fisheries and their contribution to rural livelihoods, case studies from developing countries. Impacting life through livelihood promotion and value chain development, case study of Vritti impact model. Organic spices cultivation for doubling of farmers' income in northeast region of India, a value chain analysis. Agriculture exports management, imperative of integrating with the global value chain at the earliest. Agriculture value chain challenges and opportunities. Dairy husbandry for food security and nutritional prosperity. Mushroom cultivation, a way towards self-reliance from agriculture waste and providing nutritional food security to the nation. Subhas Palekar, natural farming, a feature of farming rooted in Indian tradition. Vision 2025, agriculture and allied sectors viewpoint. Doubling income of tribal families through value chain intervention on minor forest producer. A case study on custard apple value chain from Udaipur, Rajasthan. Today is the 74th edition of the National Webinar Series, which will be addressed by two guest speakers, Mr. Shashwat Arora, Entrepreneur in Residence, and Mr. Ritesh Dhakar, Growth and Product Manager of Unnati a FinTech-based digital farming company. Akshamaala Solutions Private Limited, Noida, state of Uttar Pradesh, on a very important topic, Unnati Agri. Internet in farmlands, key for prosperous farmers. Internet in farmlands is very important. Even in USA, farmers are not getting broadband connectivity. That is a reality even in a well-developed country like USA. Keywords are Unnati Agri, internet, farmlands, key for prosperity and farmers. India is said to be land of villages. India is said to be a land of villages. Acharya Vinoba Bhave said, India is largely an agricultural country, Krishi Pradhan Desh, and a country of villages. More than 6.25 lakhs villages. Gram Pradhan Desh is the foundation of Indian economy, agriculture sector. It employs more than 50% of India's workforce and contributes almost 19% of its GDP. And it is the main source of food, employment, and income for 70 to 80% of the people suffering from hunger in developing countries. Climate change has both direct and indirect effects on agricultural productivity, including changing rainfall patterns, severe drought, flooding, and changes in geographical redistribution of pests and diseases. India's labor-intensive and subsistence-based agriculture sector is particularly vulnerable to this development. And Honorable Prime Minister, on the Independence Day address on 15th August 2021, he said, I quote, that in the coming years, we will have to increase the collective power of the small farmers of the country. We have to give them new facilities. They must become the country's pride. Chota Kisan Bane Desh Ki Shaan. Small farmers become the pride of the nation. On 26th February 2016, he said, while addressing a farmers' rally in Bareilly, Uttar Pradesh, he said, my dream is to see farmers double their income by 2022, when the country completes 75 years of its independence. On 16th April 2022, Honorable Prime Minister said, while addressing a big gathering at Gujarat, India cannot afford to remain stagnant at this juncture, and it has to be self-reliant. And if people use local goods for the next 25 years, the country will not have to face the issue of unemployment, while urging the people to buy only locally made products. And Indian farmers are facing multidimensional problems: price fluctuation, debt, lack of infrastructure, and weather. Indian farming community comprises of about 14.5 crores operational holdings, and out of which 85% of the farmers are having small and marginal operational holdings. They need timely, location-specific, and personalized information for effective control on their production, risk, and then market their produce to identified market opportunities. Ministry of Tribal Affairs has launched a big program, Prime Minister Pradhan Mantri Adi Adarsh Kram Yojana, to make about 1.5 lakh tribal villages, which has about more than 25% of the population belong to ST category. They wanted to convert as a smart tribal village. 1,45 lakh tribal villages. That is the proposal of the Ministry of Tribal Affairs. I'd like to quote the Doubling Farmers' Income by 2022 report, 2018, in which I have been associated as the group leader for 2 volumes. Volume 12B, Digital Technology in Agriculture. Volume 11 is that empowering the farmers through extension and knowledge dissemination. The volume 12B talks about 7 mission board programs, which are very relevant for today's program. And if these 7 mission mode programs are operationalized at farm level and farmer level, and 14.5 crores operational holders, that's operational holding will get automatically digitalized. And India will be in a position to give to the whole world agriculture 4.0. What are they? Digital agriculture, smart tribal farming, smart rainfed farming, and smart irrigated farming. Synergization of digital India, make in India, skill India, stand up India, and and so on and so forth at farm level to have transformational reforms in agricultural sector. Digitalized agromet advisories and agricultural risk management solutions, which includes open insurance, agricultural insurance ecosystem, and digitalized agricultural resources information system and micro level planning for achieving smart village and smart farming. Digitalized value chain for about 400 agriculture commodities, and digitalized access to inputs, technology, knowledge, skill, agricultural finance, credit, marketing, and agribusiness management to farmers, and digitalized integrated land and water management systems, and finally, digitalized integrated farm health management, farmer health, plant health, animal health, soil health, water health, fish health, and environmental health. 85% of the diseases which we get come from animal. COVID-19 is one such thing. And volume 11 also talks about the need for a development of a network of cooperative societies, CoopNet, and automation of each cooperative society, e-cooperatives, to facilitate governance and operational efficiency. This is good for rural India. That's what Doubling Farmers Income Committee report recommends to the government of India. Atmanirbhar Bharat is the mission of our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi of making India a self-reliant nation. Rested on 5 I's: intent, inclusion, investment, and infrastructure in innovation, and based on 5 pillars: economy, quantum jump, and not incremental. Infrastructure, one that represents modern India. Systems, 21st century technology driven. Vibrant demography and demand, whereby the strength of our demand and supply chain should be utilized to full capacity. And the government also has announced Amrit Kaal led up to 100 strategic plan for the next 25 years when India attains at 100. And it talks about the complementing the macroeconomic level growth focus with a microeconomic level all-inclusive welfare focus, promoting digital economy, FinTech, technologically enabled development, energy transition, and climate action, relying on virtuous cycle starting from private investment with the public capital investment helping to crowd in private investment. Sustainable Development Goals of the UN and the Agenda 2030 provides the future we want. 17 Sustainable Development Goals and 169 parameters is very important, and this has to be achieved. That is 117 Sustainable Development Goals and 169 targets to be achieved. Today's topic is Unnati Agri, Internet in Farmlands, key for prosperous farmers. Future of farming relies on internet connectivity. Future of farming relies on internet connectivity. This is a report from the website of Purdue University of US, which is published on 25th September 2020. Late, 2 years, not even 2 years, 2 years. In the National Telecommunication and Information Administration webinar held on 24th September 2020 in USA, the experts said that farms could contribute billions more dollars to the US economy with the help of precision agriculture technology But this cannot happen without more broadband. Is as of 24th September 2020. India has launched Bharat Net since 2010 to give broadband connectivity, high-speed connectivity, speed network connectivity at 2.25 lakh gram panchayat and Wi-Fi connectivity to all the villages. More technology, less uncertainty. This report talks, it is the Chief Technology Officer of John Terray. He tells technology and innovation continue to be at the heart of how farmers overcome uncertainty and improve efficiency. Technology and innovation. Data connectivity is critical to enabling the extensive work of advanced technologies farmers use every day to accomplish their work and sustain their livelihood. Data connectivity, it has to come from the farmland. That's why today's topic, Internet in farmlands, is very important. And he said that pressure on farmers to provide food for a projected 9.7 billion people worldwide needs to be offset by superior connectivity. The future of farming is about using tech to overcome an array of challenges that requires robust connectivity in the field. This comes from US. While farmers will always face uncertainty in pursuit to feed the world, they need connectivity as a means to take full advantage of all that in-market innovation has to offer. To take full advantage of all that in-market innovation has to offer. They are relying on applications that communicate between their machine and the cloud, collecting data in real time to help them make fast, accurate, and on-the-go adjustment to make sure that they are operating in the most optimal and sustainable way given dynamic operating conditions. Agriculture has to be a business. It has to be an industry. Future of farming demands high-speed internet solution. Another report from US on dated 27th October 2021. Creating smart farms with satellite internet is another scope. Emergence of agri-tech is changing the landscape of today's farming. Access to data relies on connectivity, and we help solve the challenges of rural communication via high-speed satellite internet. With the emergence of IoT, more smart devices are able to connect to the internet with the intelligent data feedback mechanism. Internet connectivity via satellite records a simple dish installed on the premises connected to a satellite modem. No phone line required. High-speed connectivity to the internet is provided by the communication satellites for fast broadband no matter where you are. Internet of Farm Things. We heard about IoT, Web of Things, and now Internet of Industrial, IoT, and then now Internet of Farm Things. Companies are competing to turn data into advice on how to farm better and attracting investment from the likes of Google Venture and Monsanto. IoT transforming the future of agriculture. It is a conference which is going to take place in 10th to 12th May 2022 at Barcelona. It talks about with the exponential growth of world population. According to the UN Food and Agriculture Organization, world need to produce 70% more food in 2050. Shrinking agricultural lands and the depletion of finite natural resources, the need to enhance farm yield has become critical. So they have to produce 70% more food in the 2050, and we have shrinking agricultural lands and then depletion of finite natural resources, and we have to enhance farm yield. Limited availability of natural resources such as fresh water and arable land along with the slowing yield trends in several staple crops, have further aggravated the problems. Another impending concern over the farming industry is the shifting structure of agricultural workforce. Moreover, agricultural labor in most of the countries have declined. As a result of declining agricultural workforces, adoption of internet connectivity solutions in farming practices has been triggered to reduce the need for manual labor. Smart farming based on IoT technology enables growers and farmers to reduce waste and enhance productivity, ranging from the quantity of fertilizer utilized to the number of journeys the farm vehicles have made, and enabling efficient utilization of resources such as water, electricity, etc. IoT smart farming solutions is a system that is built for monitoring the crop field with the help of sensors, light sensors, humidity, temperature, soil moisture, crop health, and etc., and automating the irrigation systems. IoT have the potential to transform agriculture in many ways as above. You can have the expert opinion from the Farm Beats project of Microsoft. The Farm Beats project of the Microsoft, its goal is to enable data-driven farming. They think that data coupled with the farmer's knowledge, and intuition about his farm or her farm can help increase the farm productivity and also help reduce cost. So Society 5.0 is very important to achieve Agriculture 4.0. Agriculture's connected future, how technology can yield new growth. Seed, irrigation, fertilizers have vastly improved, helping farmers increase fields. But now agriculture is in the early days of another revolution, at the heart of which lie data and connectivity. Artificial intelligence, analytics, connected smart sensors, and other emerging technologies could further increase yields, improve the efficiency of water and other inputs, and build sustainability and resilience across crop cultivation and animal husbandry. COVID-19 crisis have further intensified other challenges agriculture faces in 5 areas: efficiency, resilience, digitization, agility, and sustainability. According to the synopsis of today's guest speaker, agribusiness governance poses a challenge that needs to be addressed with utmost urgency. Paradigm changes in agriculture practices are necessary to sustain growing needs of ever-growing population. The immediate and eminent solutions to this is integration of farmlands with the technology. Through technology, Unnati aims at reforming the conventional agricultural practices. Internet can assist farmers in procurement, crop selection, monitoring, and management, produce selling, and financial management. To bring about these reforms, Unnati targets to create a sustainable technology-driven ecosystem with the farmers at its core. Under the Internet in Farmlands mission, Unnati is developing various tools and methods through which the farmer can have access to never seen before technologies and conveniences. Let us now turn to the address by Mr. Shashwat Arora, entrepreneur in residence, and with Mr. Ritesh Dhakar, growth and product manager. Both are from Unnati, a FinTech based digital farming company. Akshamaala Solutions Private Limited, State of Uttar Pradesh, on a very important topic, Unnati Agri, Internet in Farmlands, key for prosperous farmers. Today's topic will innovate and galvanize the participants watching over telecasts through facebook.com/Shobhit University India, youtube.com/Shobhit University In, or linkedin.com/company/Shobhit University for establishing smart farming using Unnati Agri model at the Gram Panchayat level. It means 2.25 lakh, agri deep tech startup at Gram Panchayat level using Unnati Agri model to promote and sustain vocal for local to make it global mission. This is where the Unnati Agri and these two centers of excellence of the Shobhit Institute of Engineering Technology have to join together. I also would like to remind the Doubling Farmers Income Committee report talks about smart irrigated farming, smart rainfall farming, and smart tribal farming. Let us unlock the opportunities in India at the earliest. That is to unlock all the potential values that connectivity holds for agriculture. Let me introduce the guest speaker to the audience. Let me invite the guest speaker, Mr. Shashwat Arora, to address first, and next is Mr. Ritesh Dhakar. Mr. Shashwat Arora is an entrepreneur in residence at Unnati Agri and is responsible for special projects and services formulation at Unnati. He has been associated with various social groups for the betterment of the society. Shashwat is an IIM graduate with an elaborate experience of working in various high-growth startups across the industries. In his previous organization, Shashwat has led teams for creation of new business opportunities and is experienced in service marketing, P2B alliance, and strategic partnership. At Unnati, Shashwat, just 1 minute. At Unnati, Shashwat is responsible for ensuring value addition for all the stakeholders in the ecosystem. Through his vision, he wants to create an ecosystem of equal opportunity in agriculture. Good morning, Mr. Shashwat Arora. Over to you for your address and later your colleague, Mr. Ritesh Arora. Thank you very much.
Good morning, Mr. Moni, Professor Moni. Thanks a lot for this warm introduction. Thanks a lot for this opportunity. First of all, I would like to congratulate Shobhit University and Honorable Chancellor, Honorable Vice Chancellor, and all the faculty members for arranging this wonderful series of webinars for the betterment of the farmers in India, aligning itself with the Honorable Prime Minister's dream of increasing the farmers' income, doubling the farmer income by 2022. So in that, I represent my company, Unnati Agri, a FinTech-based agri-business company. So for this, the topic, as you rightly mentioned, Internet in my farmland, is a very critical piece in the puzzle of solving farmers' income, because internet just not only helps him in increasing the yield of this crop, it also provides various other sources of income to him, which at the end of the day add up to increases overall prosperity and income. So herein I'll start presenting what I have prepared for this particular session, and post me, my colleague Mr. Ritesh Dhakar will take up the mic. So here I go. So Internet in my farmland is a mission in which we want to provide the benefits of information technology to every farmland in India for better crop management. Internet is not just an infrastructure which our government of India has taken up quite seriously, but the onus to utilize this particular infrastructure for the betterment of farms lies with companies like ours, with organizations like ours, so that the eventual benefit can be transmitted to the farmer. The farmer can utilize the infrastructure that is provided to him, and eventually he can benefit from it. Through Internet in my farmland, we aim at digitization of farmlands. We want them to get proper information. We want them to get engaged in all the activities that can be associated with the internet and information technology. We want artificial intelligence to take up, through which he can do proper crop monitoring, crop management, image sensing, and all the stress detection kind of problems that arise in the farmlands without physical intervention of the farmer or without the need of laborers, which Professor Moni rightly mentioned are in scarce supply these days. Through Internet in my farmland mission, we want big data analytics to come in agribusiness space, so that the data can be converted into valuable information, valuable pieces of advisory for the farmer, so that his crop management improves. Through this, we also want the farmlands to integrate with the Internet of Things. As Professor Moni rightly mentioned during my introduction, Internet of Things basically will help the farmland to integrate and automate his practices. The farmer through this will be able to get services that were never expected, and that were not, like, they were not expected to be in this farmland. For one such services, spray through drone. In this particular activity, we use automated drones with artificially intelligent drones for the spray of insecticide and pesticides in the farmland. Next is the process of change. Since the inception of green revolution in the 1960s in India, we are going through a rapid change when it comes to agricultural sciences. 1960s was the time of innovation in agriculture. We were we were developing modern techniques for the betterment of yield producing quality of seeds. Then came the era of improvisation, wherein we improved on the quality of fertilizers, pesticides, and technologies, and also came in the mechanization of farming, through which we were able to increase the yield manifold. Then came expansion. In the time of expansion, which was early 2000s and the beginning of the last decade, in which we were able to transmit the benefit of this innovation and improvisation to every farmland in India. Currently, in India, we have 5 billion hectares of arable farmland, in which 1.7 million hectares is under agricultural practices, is under farming, is under direct farming. The remaining 3.3 billion hectares is under animal husbandry or allied services. So all these were integrated through this process of change. Now, at this junction, we stand at the point of optimization. We have become a surplus nation. We have our agricultural produce in surplus. We have farmlands which are modern. We have mechanized practices for the farmers, but what we lack is optimization. What we want to do, actually, I would like to cite yesterday's experiences over here. Yesterday, I was attending a BioAG Asia Summit 2022, in which there a point was reiterated again and again. It was a need to give back 1 billion hectares of land by 2030 back to the nature. This is what the scale we are talking about. 20% of the arable land needs to be given back to nature, so that we can reverse the adverse effect of climate change, chemical based plantation practices, and all the negativities that have arisen in our quest to increase the farm output. So we are at this junction wherein we need to optimize the use of fertilizers, we need to optimize the use of land, we need to optimize the use of human effort, so that more and more opportunities, more and more changes can be delivered. This is where internet plays a critical role. Internet, just as an infrastructure, provides a breathing ground to many business opportunities, many entrepreneurs, so that they can rely on it and they can they can better their livelihood. This is the mission in which my company Unnati uh, pro, uh, has always put in efforts. Now, this slide puts emphasis on the connection between data and agriculture. As I told in the previous slide, informed decision making is very critical in farming. When to cultivate, what to cultivate next, how to manage crops, how to take care of the various opportunities that lie once you you sow a particular crop. So therefore, integration of data and agriculture becomes important. So for five, there are 5 V's of data connection that will be critical for the betterment of agriculture. These are volume, the volume of data that is presented to the farmers, and thus it is converted into informed advice for the farmer. The variety of data, the variety of information rather that is provided, the value of information that is provided, the speed, the velocity with which the information is provided, so that the decision making for the farmer is both real time and accurate. And the veracity. By veracity, we mean transparency. The farmer should have transparent access to data. The data should be uncensored. The data should be in its true form and with the aim to benefit the farmer. Mr. Yuval Noah Harari, in his book *The Sapiens: A Brief History of Humankind*, has put in emphasis on the importance of communication and coordination for the evolution of humankind. He says that with the humankind has been able to evolve culturally only because of our ability to communicate and coordinate. With the introduction of internet, we have been able to take this a notch further. We have been able to communicate and coordinate like never before. This is the right time wherein Unnati would like to put in efforts so that the benefits of communication and coordination can reach the farmlands of India. The benefits of the coordination and communication reach every farmer, and it helps in the democratization of all the services that are presented to the farmers, the policies that are made for the betterment of the farmers, the efforts that our government under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister of India has been taking should reach every farmer in India. All this communication without internet would have come at a huge cost. So internet will not only help in reducing the cost, but also help in inclusion of every farmer in this particular ecosystem. Now, as I mentioned, the term ecosystem, let us look at the solution that will arise from digital agriculture. By digital agriculture, we mean that all the allied services associated with agriculture, be it output commerce, input commerce, uh, cultivation practices, farm management, are connected through internet. In this, we can get benefits such as output aggregation. In this, the farmer can get advanced bookings for his crops, advanced information about the prices that he can get from the crops. He can get particular information about the subsidies that the government has provided. Then comes input e-commerce. For input agri inputs, the cost of distribution is very high. We have to distribute the fertilizers and pesticide to every nook and corner of this vast nation. For that, the distribution cost is immensely high. If we integrate it through internet and bring it on a e-commerce platform, the costs can go down substantially, eventually benefiting the farmer. In this particular context, Unnati has brought in its own B2B platform for agri retailers in India. Mr. Ritesh Dhakar, my colleague, who will be taking up after me, will put in light on the benefits of UStore app that Unnati has developed in house. Then comes smart irrigation, rather fertigation. Unnati since its inception in 2017 has put in lot of effort on smart irrigation. By smart irrigation, we mean water at the right time to the right plant to the right zone, so that water is saved and the plant is saved from the stress generated from water scarcity or fertilizer scarcity. This is why by this we are partnering with various institutions in which we can get the benefit of smart irrigation to the farmer. Then comes farm and crop management. Like I mentioned while telling about the Internet of Things through drone spray, farm management is very important when it comes to the sustainability and prosperity of the farmer, because he will not he currently he uses physical examination to get knowledge about the various pest encroachment in the farm, stress in the farm, need of the fertilizer, crop diversity management in the farm. For this, we can through internet and image sensing, we can do this virtually and remotely. This will help farmer get prior information about all these details about his particular farm through satellite imaging technologies and sensors in his farms, and he will get benefit from this. Eventually it will prevent crop malfunctions, agricultural losses, and all, and output decrements in the farm. Then comes crop stress detection. Like I just said, crops need fertilizers throughout, sorry, crops needs nutrition throughout their journey of growth. We generally uh, we generally administer the plant growth simulators while at the time of soil preparation or at the time of top dressing. But the need of the plant doesn't end there. The plant can be can be at stress at any point in time while its propagation into a healthy crop. So for that, we need to know well in advance when the plant needs nutrition. For that, we need to have technology in place which can help us know when and which grid of the farm needs administration of particular nutrition, so that the farmer can take care of it. It can also help him reduce the cost of over administration of fertilizers and pesticides, which is a great cost head when it comes to farmers economics. So if we can address this issue through internet, the farmers income will definitely increase. Then comes risk mitigation and insurance. Digital insurances, like we have seen in the cases of various new age startups, are cheaper than the traditional insurances. The cost to insure becomes very less, significantly less, when it is facilitated through internet. This, along with the risk mitigation technologies through various startups, new age startups, when it is combined and when it is brought to the farmland through internet, it comes at a very low cost. It reduces the farmer's hindrance to get his crops insured, which eventually help him with the benefits of insurance, which eventually help him, which eventually prevent the risk of losses for the farmer. This will help him to tackle the losses that may arise due to certain natural calamities, catastrophes, or something like that. So this again will help the farmer grow its income. Now, let's understand what a digital ecosystem in agriculture is. An ecosystem is wherein all the stakeholders coexist in harmony and benefit from it. A data-driven environment is where all the stakeholders are connected to each other. The connection is facilitated by internet, and the proper transmission of information ensures that all the farmers, all the agricultural entrepreneurs are benefited through it. We at Unnati are trying to amalgamate allied services into a transparent and equal opportunity marketplace. This will enhance farmers' interest in entrepreneurial practices. What the industries that we are currently targeting and we are trying to create an impact upon are microfinance, insurance, logistics, NGOs, FPOs, food producers organizations, and weather and meteorology. For food producers, we are targeted at aggregators, commodity traders, producers, intermediaries, retailers, and food safety organizations. When it comes to input, which has been our main domain of functionality over the course of past few years, we are targeted at seed industry, crop nutrient industry, crop protection industry, farm consumables, and farm mechanization. If all these things are integrated and brought into a single platform, the farmer will definitely be benefited from it. He will not have to go through the pain of visiting various establishments and individuals for getting all his needs sufficed. He will have to just get an access to a single platform wherein all his needs are fulfilled remotely by in the comfort of his home without even having to leave his farm for a day or two. This is the vision that we are currently working on, and we are sure we are bound to grow on this particular path. This this particular slide tells us how technology can act as a catalyst for agricultural entrepreneurship. We at Unnati have always focused about the importance of agripreneurship in India, because the current farmer, the next generation of upcoming farmers, they are least interested in the traditional agricultural practices. They want something modern and unique to come up at their farm. So for those people, internet will work as a blessing. For those people who are migrating from their villages in search of jobs elsewhere, this will help. For those people who want access to education from the comfort of their village, these agricultural entrepreneurship will help. Government of India has devoted 21,000 crore rupees in the recent budget to agricultural entrepreneurship. Out of this, out of this, 1,200 crore rupees has been devoted to fisheries. 1,500 crore rupees has been devoted to animal husbandry. 500 crore rupees has been devoted to honey bee keeping, and rest has been devoted to natural and biological farming. Both biological and natural farming are new age technologies which provide us with an export opportunity to the farmer. जैविक और प्राकृतिक खेती, as they say it in Hindi, has been identified as a new export opportunity for the farmer. We, as I previously mentioned, are a surplus produce nation. Our granaries are filled up. These granaries helped us in the time of distress during the time of COVID-19 pandemic. But what value they are adding is something which can be debated. So for this, Unnati aims to create agricultural entrepreneurs who are willing to take up opportunities and take up uh, cash crops in their particular fields which are needed elsewhere in the world, and we are able to feed the growing demand of organic produce elsewhere in the western nation and in countries wherein the demand is there. India also sees a great opportunity of growth in oil seeds, because as we all know, in the past 1 year we have experienced huge demand and import of edible oil from western countries. This these crops can be grown in India by the use of proper technologies and internet. If such crops which are needed in India and are being imported from elsewhere come to India, this will help the farmer get additional income. This will get him this will help him get higher revenue per acre of land and eventually increase his income. In Unnati, through its farmer app, which again Ritesh will be telling about in detail, wants to transmit such information to the farmer on his mobile phone. And through all these practices, through all these advancements, we are aiming at creating an ecosystem with farmer at its core, wherein all the requirements, all the needs, all the technological advancements are transmitted to the farmer at the touch of a button and from the comfort of his home. This is a story from the future, wherein Unnati in 2023, 2024, what Unnati will look like. The farmer is at the center doing the agriculture that his forefathers have been doing. He has integrated commerce. He has access to financial solutions. He has access to crop health monitoring services. He has access to plantation services. He has access to harvesting services. He has access to output management. And through this, the farm biz will be democratized. Through this, the farmer will become Atmanirbhar. Through this, the farmer will get opportunity to grow like never before. The farmer will have access to all the state of the art technologies at his village. Like Professor Moni previously mentioned, the importance of gram panchayats and gram sabha in this particular quest. Gram panchayats uh, are the shoots through which all the farmers are connected. Unnati wants to integrate these gram panchayats through internet, and wants them to take care of the technological developments in the coming future. I will like to quote an example for this. For example, if in one village there are 100 farmers with 10 acres of land each, this is just an example, please don't go with average land holding of India and all those things. So 1,000 acres of land is there. All the farmers in the region grow paddy during the kharif season. Yeah, so all the farmers will need paddy nurseries and paddy plantlets so that they can grow it in village. If proper coordination and proper demand management is there, one of the farmer can take up the responsibility to nurture the plantlets for his entire village. This, with the help of gram panchayats, can be coordinated and commercialized. Unnati wants to be a facilitator for that. Unnati wants to take care of these needs. Unnati wants to bring these opportunities to the farmer's mobile phone. Unnati wants to take care and utilize the infrastructure that is being rapidly developed by the government of India, in the information infrastructure. And Unnati wants to leverage and benefit the farmer through this. This is what we have done in the past 1 quarter to facilitate the farmer. This is the extra mile that we have gone. We have ventured into drone spray services. We are a company which is aiming at doing 50,000 acres of agricultural drone spray. This will save 90% of water. This will save 95% of time, 100% safety of health of the farmers. The farmer will not be exposed to the harmful effects of fertilizers and pesticides. The farmer will be benefited through this. The farmer can get multiple sprays done on the crop irrespective of the size of the crop canopy. He can administer the nutrients at the time of need. He will take care of his crops in a better way. He will not have to worry about the scorching sun. He can do this. He can get the services through his nearest service provider through a infrastructure developed by Unnati, a digital infrastructure developed by Unnati. Then comes our venturing into biopotash provide services. As we all know, the prices of fertilizers have grown up manifold in the past 6-7 months. There is a huge in demand supply gap when it comes to potash, be it MOP or SOP. The farmer has suffered a lot due to this. So for this, Unnati ventured into biopotash, and we have been able to provide 2.5 lakh acres worth of doses at the lowest of prices to the farmers alike to us. This has benefited the farmer in many ways. Third is the tissue culture. Farmers traditionally are responsible for creating their own plantlets, but through tissue culture technology, these plantlets can be developed in a controlled environment, and in a better through using better technology in state of the art laboratories, and can be provided to the farmers at the minimum of costs. Unnati, in its recent ventures, has ventured into Unnati Life Sciences. This is a state of the art laboratory that we have established in Shahjahanpur. This will be providing sugarcane, potato, and banana plantlets to the farmers. And all this will be provided at the minimum of costs, at the marginal of profits, so that the farmer is benefited. Now, I'll share a message from the founder of Unnati, Mr. Ashok Prasad. Then I'll rest my case, and the podium will be taken up by Ritesh. And I would like to thank Professor Moni for the opportunity. Uh, there is some hello, Professor. There is some issue. The video can't be played.
Mr. Manish, you can play. You send it to me, I will forward to him. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Through
Should I
WhatsApp.
send the video? Okay, okay, sir.
Yeah, WhatsApp, and I will forward to him. Just one. Send it to my WhatsApp. Sending. Hello. Are you, are you sending?
Yes, sir. Just a moment, sir. It is coming. It is coming. The video
Okay.
size is a little big, so
Hmm.
it might take a moment. Can I share it? Video file. I can share a video file straight away. Should I do this?
Yeah, video file you can straight. That is, you go to that share that video file,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
from there you.
I have been able to do it. Yes, sir.
Hmm.
It is being uploaded on the portal. This particular video tells what Unnati stands for. This particular video takes care of all the ambitions that we have when it comes to our business practices. This video will tell us what Unnati aims to give back to the society. This particular video and the message will reiterate the fact that we have just discussed. This video will help us understand what agricultural entrepreneurship holds in its scope. This will help us to know what companies like agri-tech startups, the new age agri-tech startups aim at. We are not here, the startups like ours are not into the business as such. We are here for value addition. Companies like Unnati and other companies in the industry aim at providing the farmers with proper information and platform so that his income can grow. Uh, Professor Moni, it has reached.
No, you start. Allow you start. Meanwhile, when Mr. Manish will show that time, let us. Mr. Ritesh. Mr. Ritesh,
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
you start your portion, and then Mr. Manish will put it when as soon as he is ready with that.
Sure, sir. My PPT is getting uploaded. It will just
Okay,
take a
fine,
minute.
fine.
Before it gets done, I would like to thank you and Shobhit University for giving us this
World
opportunity
of Unnati.
to come forward.
I want
and
to take you on a unique journey with us today. We are in a mission to make farmers into entrepreneurs. This means giving power back to the farmers and make them self-sufficient and self-reliant. Let us start with a brief background on Indian agriculture scenario. In India, small and marginal farmers with less than 2 hectares of farmland constitute about 80% of the total farmers. We have 15 crore farmers, out of which 13 crore are small and marginal farmers. Majority of our farmers in our country face challenges in accessing relevant services and product to improve their farm earning. Operating in deep rural areas becomes very difficult and expensive for service provider to build a sustainable distribution and supply chain infrastructure to serve the remotest farmer. Hence, companies find it unviable to offer their product and services directly to the farmers. Digitization is helping us overcome these challenges. It is now possible to digitally distribute services to farmers at a fraction of cost. Unnati is democratizing the access of services to farmers. While we visualize about agriculture as a single industry, in reality, it is a complex structure of multiple domains. For example, agri-input industry, food processing industries, and financial services. At Unnati, we are integrating these different domains on a single platform to offer the best comprehensive crop services. Linkage is of paramount importance for improving farmers' income. Optimal and right intervention in every agri-domain is a must for quality agri-produce. We at Unnati keep farmers at center, where we ensure that all his farming life cycle needs are delivered through a knowledge-driven platform.
Yes, Mr. Let me introduce Mr. Ritesh Sharma, Ritesh Dhakar. Mr. Manish, can you put his profile? Mr. Ritesh Dhakar is Growth and Product Manager at Unnati Agri and is responsible for working with agribusiness stakeholders to development and implement tech strategy and creating digital solutions. He is responsible for working with agribusiness stakeholders to development and implement tech strategy and creating digital solutions. Ritesh is an IIM graduate with a vast experience of developing digital products for users of high growth startup. He is a certified design thinker for innovation. He is a certified design thinker for innovation from University of Virginia. Ritesh has also worked with MNCs such as Infosys and SAS to consult clients across world and has managed strategic business projects which were critical for growth. He has studied market trends, user feedback, and extrapolated data to understand farmers' problem and implemented tech solutions to help millions of farmers. I welcome Mr. Ritesh Thakur to deliver the remaining portion of the presentation from Unnati. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for the warm introduction. And before I get on to my presentation, I would like to thank Shobhit University and you and all the faculty members and VC for giving us this opportunity to come forward and share the knowledge that we have earned in past few years working with Unnati Agri, and whatever we have implemented, what kind of impact it has created, we would like to share that as well. So first of all, thank you so much, sir, for giving us this opportunity. I will start with my presentation now. So before I start with the actual work that we have been doing with Unnati Agri, I would like to walk you through the some data points which enables us and motivate us to work in an agri-tech company, and also give us a vision of what farming in India can look like in coming near future. So as some some conservative people in our country talk about the connectivity issue in rural India and talk about the lack of infrastructure, but this current government under the able leadership of our Prime Minister is working towards providing the connectivity and also giving the required infrastructure for the farmlands. So you will be amazed to know that there are 65 crore internet users in rural India which are active right now. So this number is just the double of what the population of USA is today. So this is a huge number, and we have a vast opportunity to come into internet sector in farmland and create an impact on it. Also, there are new technologies which are coming up. The Indian government is working with telecom sector to run trials on 5G as well. So like the government has projected that by the mid of next year, which is 2023, the 5G will be available in most of the country. And once 5G is there, the advantage with the 5G, when we compare it to the 4G, is that the internet speed will be 100x than 4G, which is right now. So once the internet speed increases, the opportunity to work with farmer which is in the remote area of the country will also increase multifold times. Also, the availability of smartphone has enabled the rural India to connect with the rest of the world. The information flow has democratized with the availability of smartphones, and also the pandemic which we have just come out of has accelerated this growth of availability of smartphones and internet in the rural India. So by 2018 the number was 26.8%, and currently in 2021 data, 67.6% of the rural population has access to smartphones. This is a huge number, and this is a huge opportunity for agriculture industry in India to use the internet to enable farmer for the growth and for increasing his income, for optimizing his farms, to run a sustainable business. Agri business is end of the day a business. If we run it like a business, it will enable farmer to think like a businessman, and then the overall output from the agri sector in the GDP, which is currently at 18-19%, whereas the population which is in agriculture is around at 60%. So the number ratio in the GDP will also increase many times. Then there comes the next technology which is trending right now in tech sector, which is Web3. Now Web3 is on blockchain technology. Blockchain technology is nothing but uh, a medium which will help reduce inefficiency, and which will also improve food safety and farmer pay. How it will do is it will reduce inefficiency in supply chain, because in blockchain technology everything will be judged based upon the ledger. So there will be less food wastage, less crop wastage, and the optimal usage of resources will be done in the farmland. So this is where the future is here, because these things, when we think about last 10 to 15 years back, we were not used to do UPI payments, whereas now around if you look at the number of data which is provided by the government, there are 100 crore transactions which are happening per day. And this is where we are talking about money. People will be reluctant about transferring money online. We would not have thought it about in mid to 2000s, but now it is a reality. So that's why I say future is here, and we have a huge opportunity to use this time and use these resources to help farmer to grow his income. I will move to the next slide now. So in last slide, I talked about the internet and the penetration of smartphones in rural India. This is where Unnati comes in. We have an application which is UStore. This application is basically for agri retailers and traders. And this application enables agri retailers and traders to run their business more efficiently and effectively. When I talk about efficiency and effectiveness, I will walk you through how we are doing it actually. We are trying to create an ecosystem to improve efficiencies in agri value chain. And we are also saving time, effort, and money by giving access to retailers as well as traders of multiple brands and MNCs companies which are manufacturing fertilizers and pesticides, which are buying the agri output commodities. So we are creating a platform which is transparent in nature, wherein all the stakeholders can come onto one platform and transact with each other. Also, to agri retailers and traders, we are trying to create an intelligent inventory management system, because when a retailer runs his shop, it becomes very difficult for him to take intelligent decisions based upon data, because he has to do everything manually or by bookkeeping, which becomes slightly difficult sometimes. So that's why we are trying to give him a platform wherein he can manage all his inventory at one place. Also, he can manage his books, and he can also keep a track of his credits which he is giving to his farmers. So overall, a used store is a platform for the stakeholders wherein where we are enabling them to run their business more efficiently and effectively. And there is one interesting point which we are doing with U-Store, which I guess no other player in the market is doing. We are creating a digital store for each retailer. So from this, what I mean is we are creating an e-commerce shop for every retailer. So each retailer is enabled with an e-commerce store wherein he can create a store by adding inventory to the U-Store platform, and once his inventory is uploaded on the platform, he can share the store with his farmers, his customer, or a bigger audience to take direct orders from them, to take payment from them in future, and also to supply the products to his farmers. So this is a very interesting concept that we are working on, where we are democratizing the D2C segment, which is direct to consumer segment. Currently, because for a retailer, for an agri retailer, it becomes very difficult to grow his business, because in a day he can't any person can't communicate with more than 10 to 15 to 20 customers in a day, wherein through digital medium he can communicate to many n number of customers and n number of times in a day, how much or however he wants to, which will help him to also market his shop and also provide relevant information to the farmers with the help of the U-Store application. He can also send the crop related information, or on products, how to optimally use the fertilizers, pesticides, and when to use them, on which crop to use them. So all this information can be passed on to the farmer through retailers, because India, like, it's a vast geography. It becomes very difficult for any organization to reach each farmer directly. So therefore, we are enabling retailers which are in direct connection on a day-to-day basis with the farmers, with all this information which they can pass on to the farmers. So therefore, we are creating a value for all the stakeholders in the value chain. Moving on to the next slide. We have done a case study internally with the help of data that we got from our tool, wherein we look at two cases. One where a retailer is using a digital tool, which is our tool U-Store, and the other retailer who is slightly conservative and not adapting to the new technology. We will look at the data for past 4 to 5 years of the revenue of both retailers, where they made a behavior change when one retailer started using a digital platform, whereas other retailer was not using the digital platform and was doing business traditionally. So these are two retailers avatars. One is Ghanshyamji, one is Ram Prasadji. Ghanshyamji is more traditional in nature, who is not adapting to the technology as it comes, whereas Ram Prasadji is open to experience. He has openness to experience and is ready to adapt new technology, new ways of doing business, new ways of interacting with the customer, which is farmers, and new ways of gaining the knowledge himself as well. So we looked at the revenue for both these retailers for past 4 to 5 years. When we look at the retailer who was doing his business in more traditional way, his revenue was growing, but not the growth was not exponential. He was growing at 5 to 10% per year, not more than that. Whereas when you look at the retailer who was more adaptive in nature, who was open to use digital method to conduct his business, to reach out to his farmers, his business has grown exponentially once he started using the digital method of business. So overall, this case study, like, this is a very brief of that case study. It was very detailed in nature, like how they reached out to their farmers in traditional way, whereas in how they reached out to farmers in digital way. The times of the number of communication they sent out to the farmers, the knowledge that they shared with the farmers, the product usage knowledge that they shared with the farmers, all that was tracked, and then revenue was the outcome of all that, which is where we can see that the one retailer who started using the platform, any digital platforms, say U-Store, has grown in business many folds, whereas the retailer who was not using the new method of doing business, was using the traditional methods, was not growing at a faster level. So when we looked at the points wherein the retailer who was Ram Prasadji was using the digital methods, overcame the business of Ghanshyam Babu, Ram Prasadji started using digital store. He started sending out his his e-commerce platform to his farmers. His farmers started placing order there. He started getting more number of orders. He started using analytics from the orders that he sent out to the farmers. He started using the past data to make informative decisions on the business, how much a particular product is selling in which season, which crop needs which kind of products, and which farmer or farmer specific data was also shared with him. So which farmer is using what kind of product, in how much quantity was he using. He was also sharing the knowledge on product usage with the farmers. He also made savings by placing orders from our platform, wherein he had the access of multiple brands from which he could choose and place order on his fingertips. He don't have to call anyone, or he wanted to wait for a salesperson of all manufacturers to come to him and then negotiate, and then whole process will take much time. Whereas in season, in Rabi or Kharif season, where the sowing is done, everything becomes very fast. So the digital platform enabled him to get access to multiple brands and place order from there in bulk of the products of which the requirement was there, and requirement was also basis upon the past data. So it was a very informative decision for him. Moving on to the next slide. Here comes our next digital tool. Ustore is an application for B2B players in agri sector, wherein we can onboard brands, we can onboard retailers, we can onboard traders. Then at the end of the value chain, we can onboard FPOs as well. But the core of all this is the farmer in agri value chain. So we have an application for the farmer as well, which is Unnati app, where we are not doing any transaction with him. We are giving the services to the farmer, wherein we are enabling him to take informative decision again in its business. uh, let's take a use case. If a farmer wants to know that what kind of product I need to use in my crop, or what kind of pesticide, insecticide or fertilizer, or any growth adapter I need to use in my farm, he can simply take a photo in his mobile phone and upload it on the Unnati application. We have an AI and ML system wherein we will process that image with our database, and then then the outcome will be provided to the farmer on what kind of disease, or if there is not any disease, we will give that outcome on what kind of product he need to use for the optimal growth, in what percentage, in what quantity he need to use it, in what farm area. We provide all that information on the farmer app. Along with it, we also provide the weather information, meteorology information on the farmer app. So overall, we are democratizing the use of information by the farmer. Once a farmer uploads that product, here we are integrating the ecosystem by the usage of both application, which is farmer app and news store app. Once a farmer uploads his image on the application and we identify the disease with the use of our image processing system, we will also suggest him the right kind of products that he need to use in his farm. Then we will not sell those products to the farmer directly. We will give him the information of his nearby retailers who are using the U-Store application, our B2B application. We will give a list of the retailers to the farmer who has that particular product in their inventory. Then farmer can directly place that order from the retailer. So here we are enabling both farmer and retailers to do transaction on a single platform, where Unnati is only providing the platform and the transaction is done by farmer and the retailer. So the farmer can get multiple options with the information, with the right kind of knowledge to right kind of products. Then retailer can take those orders and then supply the products to the farmers directly. So this is how we talked about an ecosystem. We talked about democratizing the ecosystem. So this is how we are actually doing it on the ground, and this is happening right now. I will also show you some figures at the end of the presentation, and that what kind of impact we have created using this ecosystem and this value chain that we have created. Moving on to the next slide. Yeah, so these are the numbers that we have right now. We have, in the course of past few years, we have created a livelihood impact on retailers of around 40,000 across the country. We have enabled them with the digital tools. We have optimized input cost for them. We have also helped them grow their business multifold. So this is how we have created the impact on livelihoods of retailers. Then for farmers, by providing them right kind of knowledge and technology at the fingertips, at the access of internet and digital tool, we have created an impact on around 7.7 million farmers by March this year.
Mr. Ritesh, that million word is missing, so you please include it in the slide.
Yeah. Sure. That's why I mentioned it. This number is in millions. We have created an
Million,
impact
yes,
of
that's
7.7 million farmers by the course in the course of last few years. Also, with that, including all retailers and farmers, we have brought 15 1.5 million, which is 15 lakh acres of land under self cultivation in the country. So this is overall impact that we have created by the use of digital tool, and this was all possible because of the policies, because of the ecosystem that our government or our society has created with the right kind of inputs and internet that has reached out to the farms, and the user is enabled with the internet and digital tools and is using them as well. This is like a conservative thought in our country that many people will not use this internet. What is this new thing? We are not adapt to change. Like, this is the outcome of that. But the data suggests us that many people are there out there, which are like more than 90% of people who are open to use new methods of doing business, who are open to new methods of doing agriculture as well, which my colleague Shashwat has explained. Many people are open to use drones now. Many people are open to use new types of bio products which doesn't cause harm to soil and farms. So therefore, we should also enable our users, our stakeholders with right kind of tools, right kind of digital mediums to conduct business with us and with each other, and overall create an impact in the value system. And which impact will be like, if the vastness of industry is such that if we create a small impact, the ripple effect will create a impact which will be in multifolds, and overall GDP of country will be impacted by doing all these small steps gradually. Thank you so much, Professor Sir. Uh, Before I conclude, I would also like to thank and mm, just a second, sir, just a second. Yeah, I would also like to point out the opportunities that we can create with the help of Shobhit University, the brilliant work that they are doing in agri industry. The outcome of the Shobhit University in future will help the farmers to grow and grow their income, and will create a value for everyone. So therefore, we would like to work with Shobhit University, and we would like to create opportunities for the students of Shobhit University to come and work with Unnati, and we we would we would roll out some live projects with them. We will share our contact details with you and students so that they can come and reach out to us, and we can hopefully work together for the betterment of our farmers. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity.
Thank you very much. Can you also, Mr. Manish, can you also put Mr. Arora also on the main screen? Thank you very much, Mr. Ritesh. Uh, just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Mr. Ritesh Dhakar and Mr. Shashwat Arora, for your wonderful talk. And it is quite revealing and very fantastic and very mega work which Unnati is doing it. Thanks to its name, Unnati, they would like to improve upon and step by step. And the Honorable Chancellor has sent a message that he is busy in a meeting. He's taking meeting in a campus. He would like to meet both of you and your, CEO, later in a meeting, in his office. That we will arrange the meeting accordingly.
Definitely, sir.
Very
Definitely.
much for giving, your action plan as to how you would like to work with the university. It's very fantastic. And 3 years, I think 2018, when I was chairing a session in the ICFA, international program at the Pusa campus, and Mr. Ashok Prasad made a presentation. And now from 2018 to 2022, and it is a lot of changes have taken place, a lot of achievement. You have impacted a lot of retailers, you have impacted millions of farmers, and you have brought land under safe cultivation. I liked that word which you used it in your slide. Acres of land which has been brought under safe cultivation. And that is that important statement to be made to create a trustworthiness among the farmers. So I'm, as a professional, as a technocrat, as a scientist working in this area for the last 35 years, I've been propagating digitalization of Indian agriculture very effectively. And I think I'm able to see the lot of startups which are coming and really solving the problems which Krishi Vigyan Kendras of Indian Council of Agricultural Research and Atma centers were not in a position to resolve, not even solve. They're not able to resolve any problems, at the grassroots level to the extent possible. And that's the reason only I was in a position to, maybe they have got their own limitations, institutional limitations and organizational limitations and personal limitations. And more than 450 agriculture colleges and 100 ICR institutions, 75 agricultural universities, and then 1,500 general universities, IITs, NITs, triple ITs. And they're all, India is an agrarian economy. They should make agriculture as a use case for any technology study which they are giving to the student. If they cannot do research for Indian agrarian agricultural sector, and what type of human resources which they are developing? They are developing, producing human resources for American companies.
Correct, sir. Correct.
First use case should be for agriculture.
Indian taxpayers' money. And if Indian agrarian, if we would have been solving problems related to Indian problems by research, by academic research, by scientific research, by technological research, it would have been much better. And India is the only country which is having 365 days sunlight, more than 127 agroclimatic zone, and then more than 450 agriculture commodities, livestock, fisheries, more land. And on the other hand, our agriculture waste which we generate is in the order of 17 billion per annum. No technology is available. People are, on the other day, somebody told me that we are all doing research as a livelihood opportunity for us. We are doing with the tax-based money, we do research for a livelihood option, as a livelihood option.
Right,
and this is what is happening because we generate so many theses at the MTech level, MSc level, BTech level, PhD level. How many theses are relevant for Indian developmental one? Is it only for publishing these papers in journals? It has to be useful. All thesis work. After 4 years of BTech BE, 3 years of BSc, if the students are submitting thesis for a 3 months, 2 months, and after this, it should have been a cream of their work, their understanding, BTech level, MTech level. And if this is not done, I think we have to look into that. Where is the problem? Our education system which is lying. It is not technology adoption. It is technology creation is more important.
Right, sir. Adoption is there, sir.
Creation is not there. Like what America has said it now during Russian-Ukraine war, that our SWIFT technology will not work for you. We will close down our email services. We will not give you Twitter. We will not give you any social media network, and so on and so forth. It is another form of, it's a blackmail.
Technological terrorism.
When we go for democratization, and if we put it, and it shows that country like India has to have its own tools.
Right.
When the
Right.
WhatsApp issue came, many people asked me, Professor Moni, you are the former Director General NIC, what is your view? And in 2020 October, when the WhatsApp issue came, I told them that who asked you to keep your WhatsApp app in your smartphone? Delete it. It is your problem. And and then our Honorable Prime Minister bans 249 apps from China
China.
after the that Indo-China conflict. Till today, we were not in a position to have one app equivalent to these the 249 apps which we have banned. Previously, all the people who are teaching computer science in India have been using those apps.
Right, sir.
But
Right.
after the 2 years, they would have felt, really, bothered
The
about.
need.
They should have felt very badly that our Honorable Prime Minister has banned it. It is our duty to bring it of
Right,
some
right.
equal and one or much better than that, which is not happening. We wanted to generate people to adopt technology, not to generate technology. Our people would have been working in R&D sectors of the various international organizations. That doesn't give algorithm to us to generate wealth. It has to come out from NITs, triple ITs, IITs, Central University, IIMs, and Central Agriculture University, 1,500 deemed universities, and so on and so forth. This is, if that only will generate entrepreneurship industries at the village level.
Right, sir.
Deep tech startups. There are so much problems.
Many
And-
problems to solve.
And even this, the volume 12B, digital technology in agriculture doubling farmers' income, none of the block level agriculture officers have been exposed till today by all the 36 union territories and state governments. District level officers don't know,
Good.
and everybody is creating apps. When a national level task force has given a recommendation on September 2008 with volume 12B, volume 12 is science and technology for doubling one, and the chairman of the committee decided to have a separate volume with that, the digital technology in agriculture, when it gives from a person who has worked for more than 35 years a solid 7 recommendations. This is what is needed. Till today, not even single meeting took place on that. That's why I decided that from the university decided that since we were involved in working with the Doubling Farmers Income Committee report, that let us have a national webinar series on doubling farmers' income by 2022. Prime Minister Modi is working. Let Professor Moni also work through this university.
Right,
And
sir.
today is the 74th edition, 74 problems we are discussing for more than 1.5 hours with the stakeholders, like what you said it. You brought it today, in 1 hour discussion, and then my preamble with the 30 minutes, that how an agriculture, it's a Unnati is essential for, bringing the farmers up. It's very important. And I felt very happy that the title, that's why after we talked to you, I did a lot of, research activities that everybody talked about, that you have to have an EI, data decision science, and so on and so forth. And people are talking about it, decision science, for 3 months, 4 months programs. And many people said it when I was delivering talk on digital technology, a professor from very important university, that when farmer do not want to have their sons and daughters to work in farming, Professor Moni, what are you talking about digital technology in agriculture? I asked that professor that you are from a primary institution and you get a salary from taxpayers' money. As a professor in computer science, don't you know that agriculture is an unstructured problem? Your computer science can give a lot of solution. Did you do any pilot work in agriculture sector? Did you use agriculture as a use case in your study? No, then how can you make this statement even after listening to my talk? It means that you people don't care about what is needed for this country. You would like to generate people for corporate sector. And that is the situation. We have to change it. And that's why when the 7 mission board programs have been put in, and the Soviet University Institute of Engineering and Technology, deemed to be university, decided that let us have 2 webinars. One is on Thursday, 11 o'clock. Today we started late by 5 minutes. I'm sorry. Now it is 11
No
o'clock.
problem. Sir,
And
I would
then-
like to add something to what you were saying
Just
about
for a
the
minute. I'll dream. And then they say that, and then 11 o'clock, every Thursday, and then Saturday, international webinar series on open source digital technology towards self-reliant India. Atmanirbhar Bharat. Atmanirbhar Bharat in agriculture, Atmanirbhar Bharat, and we are bringing in, that is in association with African Asian Rural Development Organization, which is 33 member countries, 16 from Africa, 15 from Asia. And a lot of experts from India and abroad participating in talking about 73 plus 73, 146 topics have been discussed on related to India's problems. And I have been on October 35, 15th to 2020 during the farmer strike. I was invited one among the 15 experts in a meeting with the Honorable Defense Minister and Honorable Agriculture Minister. I told them that when I initiated this, I was the project in charge of the District Information System program way back in 87 in 512 districts. We initiated 28 sectoral database development programs. Agriculture, animal husbandry, fisheries are the 3, 1987. And that time people used to say that these project documents look like World Bank documents. Because in India, everybody says that any good thing can happen only if it is having a World Bank title. Otherwise, no. And then 95, I started, National Conference on Informatics for Sustainable Agriculture Development. 15 Informatics Network, IT Blueprint for Agriculture Sector. AgmartNet, AgriSnet, and FishNet, FERCnet, and so on and so forth. And then, in 2012, 7,032 location-based National Animal Disease Reporting System. And then I thought that, this country is rural distress is more. We would like to bring in rural students back to agriculture. Technology is more important. That's why all this experience from 1987 to 2013, this university wanted to bring it as an agricultural informatics. That's why I have been invited to participate as a join as a professor emeritus, and 5 centers of excellence have been established. And we have launched MTech in agricultural informatics to train agricultural graduates back to agriculture through technology. And that meeting with the Honorable Defense Minister and the Agriculture Minister, I said it that when I was trying to do it, ministry was helping me that this technocrat wants to do it, let us help him. But today with the 3 Farm Acts and the 7 mission board programs of doubling farmers' income, it facilitates to create 2.25 lakh deep tech startups in agriculture sector, one in every Gram Panchayat. I told in the presence of the 15 other experts, also to the Honorable Defense Minister and Honorable Agriculture Minister. And this is the feasibility, and it is needed in the country to help 14.5 crores operational holders. We have to take agriculture in a big manner, and that was on 15th October 2020. And now, we started this on 18th August 2020. Today, we completed 74th edition. Thank you very much. And we will work together. And, when MTech Agricultural Informatics, PG Diploma in Agricultural Informatics, MBA in Agribusiness Management, MTech in Informatics and e-governance, we launched. This is the only university which has launched courses which are relevant for technology adoption in rural area, technology development in rural area. So we would like to join with you, work with you, walk with you to take the technology to the student by training the rural students of various disciplines. Because people from rural India, their DNA is in agriculture.
Right, sir.
So agriculture is in their part. And so you don't need to have an agriculture science as a discipline. They understand agriculture. They understand farming sector. They have a common sense. That's why, I quoted that if you have internet and the farmland, and also integrate with the farmers' own knowledge, traditional practice, and if that is put it and we evolve decision support system, it is nothing like that, and you have shown it. Thank you very much, and I would like to hear from you that how we can move forward, how you can
Sure.
participate in the MTech in agricultural informatics, MBA in agribusiness management, and so many other things that you have developed a very important tool. This has to be you know used as a case study, case tool to train rural students, boys and girls, to make them as an entrepreneur, to establish startups in every gram panchayat, every village, is very important. Over to both of you.
Sure, sir. I would like to add one thing. You would know better. You are in education system right now, but from an outsider perspective, what I feel is the lack of practicality and implementation of the knowledge that we are giving to our students in the classroom needs to be solved. So there we can work with your esteemed university, Shobhit University, and help students to learn about the practical difficulties that you face on the ground and how to solve them. It will enable them for the future as well, and it will also create a value system for the farmers and all other stakeholders. So for me, the practicality and implementation are the two key features that needs to be incorporated with the theoretical knowledge and the guidance of able professors like you. And I would also like to congratulate you, sir. This was very insightful session. It was a learning experience for both of us. And thank you so much, sir. Over to Shashwat.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving us the opportunity to interact. Just like Ritesh just mentioned, there are endless opportunities for our respective organizations, Unnati Agri and Shobhit University, to collaborate for developing tools that will facilitate the farmer and for his betterment. Like Ritesh said, we will be willing to roll out live projects, case study competitions, and even internship and placement opportunities if they arise to the students from rural India, so that their roots stay intact in the farmlands of their ancestors, and we are able to generate additional revenues, increase the farmers' incomes in the foresaid timelines. Thank you so much for this wonderful session, sir. We promise that we'll be. Thank you so much, sir, for giving us the opportunity. We'll stay in touch. We'll try to engage as much as possible, so that both of us, both of our organizations can work together hand in hand for the betterment of the Indian agrarian economy. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Arora. And I also would like to appreciate Mr. Ashok Prasad. And when I contacted him last week, he immediately agreed to participate. He is supposed to join today, but Mr. Arora, can you put your video on?
Sir, he is checking the availability of Ashok, sir. If he is available,
It's
he
there.
can also.
Okay, fine. Good. Let him join if he's available. It will be very nice.
Yes,
Right?
sir. Sure.
And he immediately agreed. And if you look at, when I read it, all the 73 previous editions titles, they're all relevant. Many people have joined us that, sir, we would like to undertake research work along with the guest speaker who has talked about this one, and it's very important. And they also told that how are you able to get this project title every week one of relevance? And I told him that we are working with the practitioners, and the practitioners wanted to solve. Last
Right.
week, I would like to tell you that Mr. Rakesh Gupta is a work as an NGO. He is he gave a case study, custard apple value chain from Udaipur, one tribal block, how he is able to transform the custard at the tribal village with bringing in technology for processing, and this is a wild custard apple, complete more than organic. It is a natural custard apple, and it's not from the orchard which has come. And I felt so happy that he talked very effectively. I think Mr. Ashok Prasad has joined. So you can change the name so that it can get displayed, Mr. Ashok Prasad. And he talked about very effectively, and it attracted, and now he is also going to join with us through an MOU, and he would like to make his that exercise which he has done it as a custard apple value chain, like that for all forest to produce. He would like to bring it very effectively. I welcome Mr. Ashok Prasad, and your colleagues have done a fantastic presentation. I liked it very much, and we would like to work together and to help how Unnati model based startups in every gram panchayat in the country, at least in Uttar Pradesh, where the university is located. I would like to hear from Mr. Prasad. Over to you.
माइक ऑन है क्या?
सब म्यूट है भाई,
तू लीव कर,
तेरा वीडियो चल रहा है।
You can Ashok Prasad instead of Shashwat Arora. That exercise which he has done it as a custard apple value chain, like that for all forest to produce. He would like to bring it very effectively. I welcome Mr. Ashok Prasad, and your colleagues have done a fantastic. Mr. Moni, thank you very much, and we would like to work together and to help how Unnati model based startups in every gram panchayat in the country, at least in Uttar Pradesh.
So, hello, sir, can you hear me?
Moni sir, you are muted. Kindly unmute yourself.
Okay. So, sir, can you hear us? Okay. Sir,
सर म्यूट पे है, कोई बात नहीं।
okay. Sir, thanks, sir, for giving us an opportunity to showcase our initiatives that we have been doing into the agriculture. And I'm really very sorry. I sincerely apologize that I had to move out of this because I had my investors coming in who just now
No
completed this
problem.
meeting.
It is.
So,
Unnati has
and
made
you-
a presentation.
Yes, sir.
It is good that you are creating your juniors to take your positions to facilitate. So
Thank you,
that's how
sir.
the
Thank
system
you.
works. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And sir, I'm sure both my team members must have shared their views and the executable things that they are doing, right? And what I have requested Ritesh is he also takes care of the AI and ML platform. We want him because I believe that in agriculture, collaboration is the most key important thing. Without that, we cannot go ahead and serve the farmers. And collaboration means with the content partners, with the knowledge that you have, how do we go ahead and take it to the farmers? And I have requested Ritesh to meet with you and your organization and see how we can extend our platform to your faculty staff, to the persons who have the knowledge, the right knowledge which can be imparted to the farmers, and help us build the content, right, so that the farmers can consume it and benefit from that, right? Definitely, like we will be writing that these contents have been created, curated, and shared by your organization. That will bring a lot of repute to your organization also. And this way you can also help us in ensuring that we are sharing the right content with the farmer, because we do lack the content. What we have is the platform, what we have is the technology, but then that technology and platform is meaningless meaningless until unless you help us with this, and I'm sure you will agree to it, right? And uh, let's see how we can go ahead and help us farmers with your support.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ashok Prasad. And you are able to find time to join. And we had a wonderful time today by talking to both of your colleagues, Mr. Arora and Mr. Dhakar. And they made a very beautiful presentation. They were able to bring out why, how, and what, and how Unnati is doing it. And it is phenomenal to achieve within 5 to 6 years that helping more than 35,000 retailers, and also about something like so many millions of farmers, and also bringing land under safe cultivation, so many acres of land. And it is a big achievement. It's a, you've done it. And that's why I have been proposing that this country needs every gram panchayat a deep tech startup. We got 1 lakh primary agriculture cooperative societies. We have 22,000 primary fisher cooperative societies. This is my target. That how this institutional mechanism, which are being allowed to languish through various corrupt methods in this country, and why can't we use blockchain technology to remove inefficiency which is available and bring a value chain. It's very important, because
Yes.
every year that the 1 lakh primary agriculture cooperative gets something like a 17 lakh crore as a credit which goes to them, but it has to be effectively utilized. We have to convert them as even in my recent address, is I consider that the 1 lakh primary agriculture cooperative society to be converted as a startup. And they should be able to bring money, revenue generation, rather than revenue drain and then waiving of loans.
Yes.
So this is an important thing. This is where that the Center for Agriculture Informatics and E-Governance Research Studies, Center for Agribusiness and Disaster Management Studies, from these two centers, they're all the Center for Agriculture Informatics and E-Governance Studies is the first center in the world, to focus on to train, reskill, skill, and the BSc agriculture graduates and BTech engineers and the postgraduate non-engineering students from the rural area, to teach them on agriculture informatics, and then put them back in agriculture as a desired occasion. And then it's very important that Indian agriculture sector can make them as entrepreneurs with that interest which they have shown. And this is where, and I have been working for the last 35 years to bring in digital technology to the in agriculture sector. And those days when you used to talk, technology was not available. We talked about information systems. Then we had an IT blueprint in 95. And with that only I have been working, and now converted into an agriculture informatics discipline. MTech in agricultural informatics, we have launched from the university. This is where the Unnati and the university can join together to train the rural students on MTech in agriculture informatics, and take your Unnati model as a case tool to promote at the grassroots level. Because we have to have a student we have to make them as an entrepreneur, so that they will be in a position to do that. Then they will be able to bring in science and technology into agriculture. This is where, and then PG diploma, and then where MBA in agribusiness management is a refined course to consider one agriculture commodity value chain for every district. How to make them.
Yes, sir.
And this is where your model, which you brought in, you talked about 6 area. I liked it very much. I noted down output aggregation, farm and crop management, and input e-commerce, and then smart irrigation, smart irrigated farming, smart tribal farming, smart rainfed farming. These are 3 categories one has to work on it. My Ministry of Tribal Affairs have launched a scheme for Pradhan Mantri Adi Adarsh Gram Yojana. And this is this is that 1.445 lakh villages are having populations more than 25% of the population belong to ST group. How to convert them as a smart tribal village, and then this 6 categories that and crop storage deduction, and crop stress deduction, and then risk mitigation and insurance. So this that flavor which options you are giving to the people as a solution for digital agriculture is very important. If the MTech in agricultural informatics student, the MBA in agribusiness management students are taught with this type of solutions, and the day one they can have a startup at the grassroots level after finishing the course, or even during the course. This is where joining of these 2 centers of excellence and Unnati will bring in revolution in the state of Uttar Pradesh to begin with, where the university is located, where you are located. It's very good. Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you, sir.
Prasad, for joining, and also to give an action point. I was very happy to have 3 action points which Mr. Ritesh Dhakar has spelled it out in his presentation is very important. It's not only the students in the campus. We also would like to take the students who are already off the campus. They're all now COVID situation has made them to bring them back to villages. They have land, but they would like to have tools and technology and best practices to be adopted. This is where that these 2 centers of excellence and the associated curriculums. I will send you the brochures, which the curriculum brochures to you, so that you can see that, and that will help you as to how to collaborate with the university and join together. It's very important. Today we have 10,000 farmer produce organization government wants to establish. Who is going to train them? The CEOs of a farmer produce organization. Capacity building, competency building, and bringing in various aspects of problems which they will be facing it. So you have to have that academia and industry linkage is very important. NGO linkage is very important. And
Yes.
today is the 74th edition, which I have now every week at 11 o'clock, this program is on. And if many people would like to see that, we would like to undertake further research work in this area. And today the topic I liked it, internet in farmlands. And I looked at it even in US way back in 2021 in their conferences. They say that our US farmers don't have a broadband in their field. They produce technology, but we have a scheme of BharatNet, which we talk about for the last 10 years to reach the giganet speed to the every panchayat, and then Wi-Fi to the villages. But the thing is that, and double the population of the US, we have got internet users here, smartphone, and our Indian agriculture has to be digitalized with the action point 7 mission mode programs, which the doubling farmers income by 2022 has spelled it out. I was closely associated with that volume 12B. And if the volume 12B 7 mission mode programs and Unnati's model and these centers of excellence, Center for Agricultural Informatics and E-Government Research Studies and Center for Agribusiness and Disaster Management Studies can bring the 14.5 crores of operational holders, out of which 85% are small and marginal farmers, into a prosperous farmer. We can try to make wealth from $17 billion worth of agri waste which we generate in this country. It can be converted as a wealth. So with this, I would like to thank you and your team for participating in this program, and it has enriched this in the webinar series. And the talk link will be available to all of you, maybe as soon as this is over, and you can circulate it to your web, your social media network, and let us see to that that we work on operationalization of what we talked today. Thank you very much. With this,
Thank
we
you,
would like
sir.
to close the webinar and leave the studio. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So thanks for your participation and greeting from Shobhit University. For more research inquiries, please contact Professor Moni, Professor Emeritus and Chairman, Center for Agriculture, Informatics and E-Government Research Studies and Center for Agribusiness and Disaster Management Studies, and former Director General, National Informatics Center, Government of India, New Delhi. We thank Honorable Chancellor and Honorable Vice Chancellor and faculty members and participants and the guest speakers, Mr. Ashok Prasad, Mr. Arora, and Mr. Dhakar for joining today's program. Thank you very much. Have a nice day, and we leave studio today. Thank you very much.